shame on you. If you had any decency, you would resign right after this hearing concludes.
All right, so Pam Bondi and by default Donald Trump ended up having a terrible day today, as Pam Bondi had a congressional hearing that went on for 5 hours today related to the Epstein Files released from the Department of Justice. They still have not released millions of documents. They've released about 3 million, but there's still about 3 million more that they have not released yet, and there's been a bunch of screw-ups along the way, as well, as far as not redacting victim names and information, and then overly redacting people who are accused of crimes in these files as well. So now they're overly redacting the pedophiles and the perpetrators, and not overly redacting the victims' names and letting names get out there to the public. So with all of these things going on, with the obvious White House DOJ cover-up of the Epstein Files, all coming down the line from Donald Trump being in the Epstein Files and being a major disgusting pedophile. So Pam Bondi had this hearing today. Jamie Raskin, you already know he was going to be chomping at the bit to read her the Riot Act, and he did. So here is Jamie Raskin blasting Pam Bondi for how her and the DOJ have handled the Epstein Files, and I'll be back with more.
That will be your legacy unless you act quickly to change course. You're running a massive Epstein cover-up right out of the Department of Justice. You've been ordered by subpoena and by Congress to turn over 6 million documents, photographs, and videos in the Epstein Files, but you've turned over only 3 million. You say you're not turning over the other 3 million because they're somehow duplicative, but we know that there are actual memos of victim statements in there, and you also took down the Department of Justice's prosecution memo from 2019. So it's clearly not all duplicative, but even if it were, why not release it? Just release all the duplicative stuff. In the half you did produce, you redacted the names of abusers, enablers, accomplices, and co-conspirators, apparently to spare them embarrassment and disgrace, which is the exact opposite of what the law ordered you to do. Even worse, you shockingly failed to redact many of the victims' names, which is what you were ordered to do by Congress. Some of the victims had come forward publicly, but many had not. Many had kept their torment private, even from family and friends, but you published their names, their identities, their images on thousands of pages for the world to see. So you ignored the law, and even with over 100,000 employees at your disposal, you acted with some mixture of staggering incompetence, cold indifference, and jaded cruelty towards more than 1,000 victims raped, abused, and trafficked. This performance screams cover-up.
Good on Jamie Raskin for really getting after her there. I mean, she deserves to really be thoroughly humiliated today for the part that she's played in all of this. It's been disgusting. It's been embarrassing. It's been a stain on the entire nation with the way the Epstein Files have been handled now. So here's Ted Lieu as well, walking Pam Bondi right into a trap with his questioning, and then I'll be back with more.
Former Prince Andrew, Donald Trump attended various parties with Jeffrey Epstein. I want to know, were there any underage girls at that party or at any party that Trump attended with Jeffrey Epstein?
This is so ridiculous, and that they are trying to deflect from all the great things Donald Trump has done. There is no evidence that Donald Trump has committed a crime. Everyone knows that. This has been the most transparent presidency. He's the one that asked that those files.
I'm reclaiming my time. I got your answer. You said there's no evidence.
Trump asked
Chairman, please stop the clock. Stop the clock.
The legislation. This is
Time
ridiculous.
time belongs to the gentleman from California.
Okay. I'm going to put up another document from a witness who called the FBI's National Threat Operations Center, because I believe you just lied under oath. There is ample evidence in the Epstein Files.
Don't you ever accuse me of a crime.
I believe you just lied under oath, and this is all on videotape. You said there's no evidence of a crime. I'm showing you. Here is a witness statement who called into the FBI's Threat Operations Center. He drove Donald Trump around in a limo. He overheard what Donald Trump said to Jeffrey on his cell phone. He was so angry, he was going to stop the limo and hurt Donald Trump. And he met a girl who said she was raped by Donald Trump and Jeffrey Epstein. She later had her head blown off, and officers at the scene said that could not have been suicide. No one at the Department of Justice interviewed this witness. You need to interview this witness immediately. Epstein should rot in hell, so should the men who patronized his operation. And as we sit here today, there are over 1,000 sex trafficking victims, and you have not held a single man accountable. Shame on you. If you had any decency, you would resign right after this hearing concludes.
The gentleman has expired.
And just for the cherry on top of all of that, here is Pam Bondi having a complete crash out here about the NASDAQ and the Dow, and how could you guys be ignoring the record highs of the stock market despite us being focused on the Epstein Files and the pedophilia and the rape of children that involved the President of the United States. But how are you guys not bringing up the NASDAQ? Utterly humiliating, completely out of touch with reality. But here's that clip.
The Dow right now is over $50,000. I don't know why you're laughing. You're a great stock trader, as I hear, Raskin. The Dow is over 50,000 right now. The S&P at almost 7,000. And the NASDAQ smashing records. Americans' 401ks and retirement savings are booming. That's what we should be talking about. We should be talking about making Americans safe. We should be talking about, what does a Dow have to do with anything? That's what they just asked. Are you kidding?
Mr. Jordan, Mr. Jordan.
Committee.
So yeah, I mean, all in all, just completely humiliating hearing today for Pam Bondi. Crashes out on, as she's taking questions, lashing out at Democrats that are questioning her the entire time, calling Jamie Raskin a loser lawyer, and he's not even a lawyer anymore, and coming at many others for ignoring Trump's accomplishments and his wins and focusing too much on pedophilia and the Epstein Files, which is what the hearing is about to begin with. These people are insane. It would be like if I was asking somebody whether they witnessed a rape and covered it up, and they said, well, you know what? I'm not going to answer that question, but I feel like you're not really asking me about whether I got an A on that final exam in my college course. What about all my wins? But that's kind of where the Republicans are at. That's where these Trump supporters are at, and they have no leg to stand on with this entire Epstein Files thing. It's completely ripping them apart. It's ruining any positive optics they've had left. It's whittling away at their cult fan base even more. And it's doing nothing but harm to them and their brand and their propaganda. It makes them look like soulless, sorry excuses for human beings. And Pam Bondi does herself no favors once again by how she acted today. Completely just despicable human being. Didn't answer any of the questions in a way that would have been respectable, or respectable even to the victims of everything that's been perpetrated and described in the Epstein Files. Just, they view people that have logic and functioning critical thinking skills as a burden and a scourge that they have to deal with. And these people want nothing more than just spit propaganda right in your face and for you to just eat it all up and go about your day. But they're realizing that this situation has gotten so untenable that they can't do that, and it's killing them. And they're trying every way they can. They're spinning their wheels in the mud. They're calling Jamie Raskin names. They're calling other Democratic lawmakers names. They're saying they're losers. They're saying this person is protecting people in the files, or this person is somehow worse than all these other people. What about Bill Gates? Or what about so-and-so? And what about Bill Clinton? And then they ignore that those people were mentioned about 1/10 of the amount that Donald Trump was. So It's all just a clown show circus, and it's the most disgusting kind of clown show in a circus, because this entire clown show is set up to protect pedophiles, to protect the pedophile in the White House that's running this country right now, and to protect some of the most powerful people in the world that did nothing but abuse their power to take advantage of innocent people and people who are young and couldn't stand up for themselves yet. And it is just so utterly disturbing that stuff like this was going on. But this is the stuff that the Trump White House is covering up and the Trump DOJ is covering up, and they deserve to be embarrassed on national TV as many times as physically possible with these hearings in the meantime. Expose all of it. Hey everybody, thanks for watching that video. This is a new politics channel, but I'm going to be consistent about putting content out, as you can already tell by the video library I built over the past week. So please do follow the channel, subscribe, hit the bell icon next to the subscribe button as well, so that way you're notified anytime I put out a new video. And then also please do watch the videos to the end and throw a like on there as well. That always helps with the algorithm. And once again, I very much appreciate it, and I will talk to you all soon.